Ocho, let's jump right into this ball game. The Cowboys beat the Lions 2019. CeeDee Lamb had a career night, what we had talked about last week. He got going early, and you see 17 targets tonight. That's what he should have had last week, but they didn't make that mistake they made last week. Dallas improves 11-5, remains in the mix for the NFC title. Detroit falls to 11-5, third in the NFC. So the worst they can be is third in the NFC. That's the worst they can be. So they will host at least one playoff game. Ocho. Where do you want to start?
Listen, I like the game. I enjoyed the game on both sides of the ball. Obviously, the first half, it was a bend but don't break. Excuse me. It was a bend but don't break defense. Both offenses really couldn't get in the rhythm, but it made for excitement, especially into the second half of the game. Dak was decent. CeeDee Lamb was fucking. Oh shoot, my bad, Unc. I cursed. CeeDee Lamb was balling. Brandon Cooks showed up tonight. Dak was efficient. Dak was very, very efficient. They really couldn't get in the end zone as many times as I would have liked them to, but it made for an exciting game on the tail end. The Lions, listen, we say they fall to 11-5, but we talk about the Lions here. Is it really falling, being 11-5 and being third in the NFC and obviously going to the playoffs? They play good. Obviously, they couldn't overcome the turnovers. I think Goff threw 2 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. He threw 2 interceptions, if I'm not mistaken. And I really like Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's cojones to go for the 2-point conversion, to get it, and obviously the tackle not checking in.
Right.
And they going for it again, and him not even caring. I really like that. For him, the team, just the confidence, the morale, just the whole 9 yards. They didn't get the win, but again, it was a great game. The Cowboys played very, 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 very good football. I'm glad they figured out in order to be in games, in order to win games, you got to get your playmakers the ball. They tried to run. The running game really wasn't efficient with Pollard tonight. But goddamn,
hadn't been efficient all year. Hadn't been good all year.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I didn't want to say that part. I just wanted to mention about tonight. But CeeDee Lamb went off, man. It was a great day. This is what obviously you just said. I'm gonna piggyback on what you just said. This is what CeeDee Lamb, what they should have done with him last week too, and not allow him to disappear into the second half of the game.
Right.
You know, it makes life easy. It makes life easy for the coordinator. It makes life easy for Dak, and it opens up everything else.
I thought Dak threw the ball exceptionally well tonight, Ocho. With the exception of that one mistake where he got picked, he was a little late throwing the CD on the move. Yeah, I thought Dak played really well because even if you look at some of the incompletions that he had to the tight end, if the defense doesn't make great plays, Jake Ferguson come down with those balls. He had 2, but it took extraordinary plays by the defensive player to get the ball out. So Dak put the ball on the money. So with the exception of that one bad throw, I thought he threw the ball exceptionally well. The Cowboys can't run the football. Dak has a lot on his plate because he has to be great. Because when you're one-dimensional, now everybody knows what you can do. And they know the Cowboys can't run. But to the Cowboys' credit, they were able to find to get CeeDee isolated. They put him in the slot a lot. They did a lot of picking. If you notice, they did a lot of rub routes. And both guys can't press because you're going to get picked off like you did. So somebody has to be off and somebody has to be bumped.
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't get that rectified. I thought the Lions ran the ball well. The problem that I have with the Lions, you know the Cowboys, they're looking to cross your face. They want to make every run play bounce.
Right.
How many times did we see them get tackled in the backfield, Ocho? Because they let D-Law or they let Armstrong or they let Diggy Zua or they let someone cross their face. You know the Cowboys, they're undersized. What they don't want you to do is to come downhill at them. Right. So they're looking to make everything bounce. I mean, damn, Lions, I'm sure you watch film. I'm sure your O-line coach told you. I'm sure the running backs told you. Do not let them cross your face. And almost every time, when they didn't let them cross their face, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards. It's really that simple. Ocho, look, I get it. The 2-point, look, I got a problem with the first time they went for it on 4th down. I did. No, I'm talking about earlier in the game.
Oh,
you remember they ran the fake punt? They ran the fake punt.
Yeah. You ain't like that?
I didn't, for the simple fact you took points off the board after that great play. So now that's deflating because we did something great and now we got nothing to show for it.
Okay.
At the end of I want something to show for, man, we went for it. And that's huge because look where they were. They would have given Dallas the ball but like at the 20-yard line.
Yeah,
so at worst case scenario, the Cowboys are going to come away with 3 points, maybe 7, and blow the ball game open.
Right.
That was a gutsy call by Dan Campbell. Now pay it off by getting points. And see, maybe now we got a different situation. Now, instead of we're going for it, now if we go for 2, that puts us up by 3. Now the Cowboys are going to need to kick a field goal in order to tie us. Right. But in that situation, Decker does not report because if we're to believe that all the angles that ESPN showed us, he never goes to the referee or the umpire and does this.
You always got to report.
You got to report,
and you got to make sure he lets you know he got you coming in reporting as well.
Yeah, exactly. Now you look at the receiver. He's the X. He has to be on the ball.
Oh, yeah.
The moment you're off the ball, you make the lineman ineligible.
And yeah.
So it was just a matter, okay, what do we want to call? Illegal touching by the offensive lineman or illegal formation by the wide receiver, not being on the ball. The choice was yours. They had to
one or the other. They had to call something. And I think the thing about it is normally, obviously, you know, when you script your plays, you script your game plan. I think they might not have practiced this in a very long time.
Right.
Because if they had, they would have regurgitated over and over. Make sure you check in and make sure you on the ball.
That's on Jared Goff. Jared Goff got to say, hey, Decker, you make sure you report. Hey, official, 68, 68.
Right.
Now, you probably don't, you got to do it in a quiet manner because you don't want the defense to know that he's eligible now because they're listening to, Mr. Ref, 68 is eligible. Decker needs to go to him.
Say something,
Yes.
That's crazy. It was a good play call, too.
It was a great play call.
Great play call.
Ocho, you're not expecting no big ass lineman to go catch no.
Hell nah. Especially not in that scenario.
No.
On a 2-point conversion.
No.
Hell nah.
And he kind of like semi rolls away. So you thinking, okay, we're gonna see a sprint option to the right because he's a right-handed quarterback. Now he peels up and he throws backside. Decker makes a great play. Excuse me, because he catches the ball with his hands. So I just did like, look, I get it. Okay, the first time, Ocho, we didn't get it. So now they got to back us up. Now I'm going to kick the field goal. And now I'm going to kick the PAT. I'm going to kick the PAT. I just am. Now I get it. You're like, okay, we're locked in. We're locked into the number 3 seed. I like be able to have a chance to get the number 2 seed. I don't know if they had a chance. Did they have a chance to get if they went out?
I mean, they had to have a chance to get something in order to be going for 2.
Well, they're locked into the 3 seed. Because the NFC South winner can't get to 11 games, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're like 7. They're like 8 and something, 8 and 7. So I don't think they can get.
The Bucks. It's the Bucks, right?
Bucks, right.
Yeah,
they can't get to 11 wins. So basically, it's the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Cowboys now with a chance to get the number 1 seed.
Right.
And that's only if the Eagles and the lose out. The Eagles and the 49ers.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hold on. ESPN just showed another angle. Jared Goff literally sends Taylor Decker and tells him to report as eligible.
Oh,
did the officials see? Did he tell the officials? Oh my goodness. He's talking to the official, and it seems to me that he's telling the official 68 is eligible. That better not be the case. Because the NFL.
Hold on, but
Jared Goff.
Wait a minute. Jared Goff can't tell him.
Jared, yes, he can.
The actual player has to go check in, right?
ESPN showed another angle. Jared Goff sends Decker to tell the official that he's reporting as eligible.
Right. So Decker did report.
That's what they're saying. I mean, the angle is that Jared Goff literally sends Decker. Let me see. Okay.
Somebody in trouble.
Well, they got it out. The out is the receiver didn't line up on the ball. So we could have called.
They had to throw a flag anyway.
Right.
Okay.
But that's not what you threw the flag. That's not what you called.
Right.
You can't, Ocho, you can't say, the guy was, we could have called offside, but that's not what you called. You called holding.
Right.
You should have thrown 2 field. We had an illegal formation and an illegal touching. That way you cover yourself, because sometimes you see it. We have holding by the defense. That penalty is declined. We have unnecessary roughness on the quarterback. That penalty is accepted.
Okay.
You're covered.
I see where you're going.
Yeah. It was like I said, I thought the Cowboys defense played okay. I thought the offensive line did a great job of protecting Jared Goff. Goff did not have a good night throwing the football. He was really good on the last drive. And then you see the last throw, he kind of aims it and he forces the tight end to try to go down. Maybe if he puts it on him and gives him an opportunity to turn. Because in that situation, Ocho, you want somebody to put the ball on you so you can turn.
You can turn upfield right
away. Turn upfield. That's all you want. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ocho.
Yeah.
He's in the huddle. He tells Decker. Decker walks towards the official as to say, I'm eligible.
So then the refs got the call wrong then, basically.
They did.
Oh.
Both, and he walks to the referee. He walks to the referee.
Yeah.
He leaves the huddle, walks to the referee, and says so. Now, Brad, I think Brad Jeffers, somebody is the official who is the referee.
Right.
Brad got some explaining to do when they go to the ref pool. When they go to the pool and when he talks to the pool reporters, he's got some explaining to do because the reporters are going to see this, and they're going to see him leave the huddle and go talk to the referee.
So what excuse can he use?
I don't know, but he's going to have some explaining to do.
But you say, I mean, but the tackle was still covered up anyway, so a flag would have had to been thrown. It's just
they didn't throw the flag. It's just like when our defensive player, just like when Von Miller lined up offside, they didn't throw the flag, so it ain't no penalty. We can only go by the penalty by what you call, what you threw the flag on. You threw the flag saying the player was an illegal touching because he's an offensive lineman. You didn't say illegal formation and illegal touching. You can throw 2 flags. You can throw 3 flags.
Right.
They got some explaining to do, Ocho.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Brad Allen.
And the fact that he did check in.
He did. You know what? And he also did Chiefs Packers. And we know how that played out down the stretch. Remember, they called unnecessary roughness on Patrick Mahomes when he was inbounds. And then they missed the blatant pass interference. And they missed the blatant pass interference on Armand St. Brown. The dude grabbed him and he got there before the ball had gotten there.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But it's going to be very interesting. I'm anxious to see. Brad Allen explains this because Jared Allen tells Taylor Decker to go to the official. He leaves the huddle. He talking to the referee, who he's supposed to let him know. That's not a good look because Ocho, you know how it is. They're already talking about it's scripted. Everything. You know what I'm saying. The one thing that's why the one thing that you can't have is professional sports. You can't have it make people think it's WWE,
right?
Where the ending has already been scripted.
Well, you know, when I think about it, and I think about the game of football or sports in general,
right?
It's hard to script things like this. You got 11 guys on the field. You can't have everybody aligned on a certain script.
All I need is the official. I just need the official. Okay. I don't need 11 guys. I just need one official.
Right? Didn't
you see how Tim Donahue did it in the NBA? He didn't have a whole lot of receivers in cahoots. I just need to throw a flag at the most inopportune time. You see how that flag changed the dynamic? I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying you see how they can do that.
Okay, I see where you're going with it.
I get what you say. Right. Right. No, that's not you can't assume. He can't assume.
That's crazy.
Because they brought a lineman in running onto the field. So he possibly thought that 70 was reporting. Which would have made 68.
They had that confused.
Yes. Because it was 2 linemen now. And they looked like they were unbalanced. Because Right. Let me see the formation. Just go to the formation. Let me see his formation.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because I want to see, did they go unbalanced or was it a natural formation?
That left side might have been over.
So yeah, I just think the thing, Ocho, it was CeeDee Lamb had to have an outstanding day because Michael Gallup got a lot of cardio in. The guy started the game, didn't get a target or a catch.
Yeah.
And he has the 8th highest cap hit. Yeah, that's unbalanced. It's a normal formation.
Hey, you sure the receiver was off the ball on that side, wasn't he?
He was. He got to be on the ball.
Oh,
but
he got okay.
That's the X. Z is off the ball because normally the tight end's on the ball.
Right.
And if the tight end's in the flex position off the ball, now the Z has to step up.
Right. Okay.
Right.
You're right. Okay.
So you gotta have 6 guys on the line. You have to have 6 guys on the line of scrimmage in order for it to be an eligible formation.
Eligible play, yeah.
So normally it's 5 down linemen and the X receiver.
Okay.
The Z receiver is off the ball. Unless the tight end backs up off the ball, then the Z receiver can go on. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Ocho, this is the 10th game where he's been held 20 or fewer yards, Michael Gallup. And remember at the beginning of the year, I said he didn't look the same last year. And I said, okay, it's going to be interesting to see because the second year is normally when the player looks like the original player before the injury. He doesn't look the same, Ocho.
I mean, he doesn't look the same. Obviously, I don't think the opportunities are coming his way for him to really get into rhythm as he'd like. I don't think the trust in the trust in which Dak has to have in Gallup to be able to get open consistently and always be there for him. I don't think it's there like it once was when he was healthy. There were some plays that I do remember last year in that first round.
He'll make a tough catch every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while. But we need consistency, especially the predicament and the situations that the Cowboys are going to be in. We need consistent play, especially at the number 2 position.
Think about what
consistent play from him.
You traded Amari.
Yeah,
you traded Amari, so Gallup was supposed to replace Amari's production.
I mean, he is capable of doing so, but I think the injury hampered that. He was capable of doing so, but I think the injury hampered that. It's very difficult to come back from an ACL unless your last name Peterson. Adrian Peterson's one of the
2 years removed, Ocho. The way medicine is now. Guys come back from ACL.
Listen, but it's medicine, but that mentally is different. It's different. If you look at guys that have ACL injuries, you look at them, look at how they walk. Look at how they walk. You're never really ever the same. You'll never be your true self. And obviously you have to get over that mental hurdle after getting injured too, willing to use that leg or that side of your body as opposed to where you used to when you knew there was nothing wrong with you.
I think like you said, it's more mental than anything. Because we see with the way medicine is now and the guys, the way they rehab. I mean, guys are coming back. I mean, that used to be a year. And like, I'm willing to give guys grace and says, okay, the first year back, that's kind of the rehab year, even though you're still playing. But that next year, you should be 100%. You should be the player you were before you had that injury because you're completely healed now, Ocho. Everything is functioning. Everything is functioning.
It's not that easy, Unc. It's not that easy, especially, listen, I've never had any injuries, so I'm really not the one to be sitting here talking about ACLs. I'm just talking about from experience and knowing those who I've been around, those that I've played with, and seeing them go through ACL injuries. They go through other soft tissue injuries and breaks, for that matter, and trying to come back or coming back and playing a year or 2 years later, and they would tell me, and I would always ask, how you feel? It's like, man, I'm not the same. I'm out there trying, but I'm having to compensate and overwork other areas to make sure I don't hurt myself again.
Well, I could understand that, especially the first year back. And so that's why I tend to give guys grace that first year, because although you're back, I'm saying that you're still figuring your body out. Okay, man, because it's just like anything. Anytime you come back for an injury, am I going to be the same? Am I the same player? Yeah. Once I get that hit, once I run that comeback, once I take that, absorb that blow, I'm like, man, I'm okay. Yeah, I can do this. I can do this. But I just think the thing is, Ocho, and they're going to have to make some decisions because he has the 8th highest cap hit. You can't, and remember, they gave him the contract even after he had torn the ACL. So they believed that he could come back and be what he once was, or they wouldn't have given him that contract. Because when you get a contract, Ocho, I get it. You know, I'm giving you a contract based on what I believe you can do. Because I've already paid you for what you've done. It wasn't like I'm trying, well, I ain't getting paid. I just want to show what I can do, and they're going to pay me moving forward. No, they're paying you all along. Now, moving forward over the next 3, 4, 5 years, this is what we believe you can be, and this is the value that we're placing on that. Now, you can negotiate up or down, or however or they'll try to go down, you try to go up, but that's what they're trying to do. But it's going to be very interesting, Ocho, to see what happens with this call, because we've seen now a couple of years ago, we saw Hitchens. I think it was Hitchens that run over the tight end, and they picked the flag up. Because so this is the second time something has happened shady between the Lions and the Cowboys. I've never seen somebody, the guy ran the guy over, it's blatant pass interference, and they picked the flag up. So I'm sure Detroit is like, man, this is deja vu. This bull jive is happening all over again. So I'm sure the Detroit Lions fans that's in the chat, they say, yep, I remember when Hitchens ran over the guy and they picked the flag up. It was a big night for the Cowboys. I'm sure they didn't want to lose this game. Jimmy Johnson goes into the Ring of Honor. Very, very well. Very short career. 5 years. 2 Super Bowls. And I read the thing where Jerry was saying he and Jimmy really didn't have any problems about, bro, ain't nobody firing no back-to-back Super Bowl winning coach. No back-to-back NBA champion. No back-to-back major league manager that wins back-to-back championship. And you fired him. Emmitt Smith had just, do realize that Emmitt is 24. Michael is 26. Troy is 27. I mean, Troy is 27. No, Emmitt is 24. Michael is 20, probably 26. Troy is like 26.
Imagine if Egos hadn't gotten away. Imagine if Jerry Jones hadn't gotten in his own way and allowed Jimmy Johnson just maybe not to be the face, but be the coach. And he was there for a few more years with that same team intact. What you think would have? How many Super Bowls you think they would have had? Think about it.
Oh, okay. What they're saying is that Dan Campbell just said the explanation was 70 reported and 2 people can't report. John Perry, ESPN officiating analyst, says that's wrong. 2 players can report as eligible. Now, Dan Campbell said that's the explanation they gave him. But John Perry, the ESPN officiate, who was an official in the NFL,
said people can report.
2 can. Brad Allen, I'm anxious to hear what he has to say when the pool of reporters, see if we can get that, because he has to give, especially in a situation like this. Because remember the Super Bowl, when the guy came forward and says, look, what we noticed is that the guy tried to, Juju goes inside, and when he tries to make a move to uncover away, the guy, we saw the tug. So he had to explain why they threw the flag, especially in that critical of a moment.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
If number 68 and 70 both report, would both of them actually be eligible to go out and catch a pass along with the receivers that are already lined up?
Yep.
Now, that's a first for me, and I've been playing for years.
That is a
first for me.
Ocho, I don't know if you remember this, but what the Patriots was doing, they were taking making offensive linemen ineligible, but making the running backs eligible in the playoff game against the Ravens. And the NFL did that. They said, you're violating the spirit. That's not what the rule was intended for. And so they did away with that. And so that's what the coaches do. They try to find a way to skirt. Okay, they didn't say that we couldn't. Let's make them, until they say we can't. Let's go ahead. We can.
Okay.
Because you know what? It's easier to apologize than to ask for permission.
Forgive me. Yeah.
Have you noticed, Ocho?
Yeah. You know what? I got you.
I did. You know what? I didn't know. Plausible deniability. That's the term they like to use. I didn't know. So the Cowboys win 20-19. Dak Prescott had a monster day. He was 26 of 38, 345, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. CeeDee Lamb, 17 targets, 13 catches, 227 yards, and a 1 touchdown. And the second longest passing touchdown, pass play touchdown in Cowboy history, only behind the Dandy Don Meredith to Bullet Bob Hayes of 95 yards.
Speaking of that 90, was it 92? It was 92 yards, right?
92, yes.
Speaking of that, what was 55 doing on the whiff when he had an easy safety?
You see, here's the thing. You see, he tried to get the ball out. If you sack him, the ball might come out because he doesn't see you.
You think he was trying to get the ball?
He tried to forearm him because that's the side Dak got the ball to.
Right.
So the ball's gonna come out. Get it. Just put him on the. See. Sometimes you do try to do too much. He will
overthinking. I thought when I watched the replay and I saw it obviously on Twitter, I said, "Well, damn, the guy
closed his eyes.
Middle of he out of control.
Yeah,
he out of control. He just running. All Dak did was just move his shoulder, and
that's
you
it.
Missed completely. That means you're totally out of control.
He out there like a blind dog in a meat house, Ocho. The man right there, he can smell that.
He out there like a what?
Blind dog in a meat house. You smell the meat, but you can't see a damn thing. So there are going to be a lot of questions. I think there are a lot more questions than answers from this ball game. But to give the Cowboys credit, they hold on and win at home. Both teams are now 11-5. Cowboys win 2019 after the Lions missed on 3 2-point conversions in the ball game to take a 21-20 lead. So give the Cowboys credit. They found ways to make enough plays at the end, and but we'll see. Who knows?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for this next topic.
Allen is looking at it at the point and pointing out Skipper. Decker is obviously trying to tell him he's the one reporting. Replay showed Allen telling Campbell it was 70 who reported, and Campbell screams, "No, it wasn't." Campbell said he gave the official a heads up pregame. Slow-mo replay shows Skipper saying, "I didn't say an effing word." Clearly, they planned and they practiced it. Brad Allen, you don't get to announce. You have to listen. And a lot of times, and you notice this, Ocho, if you remember in the Super Bowl, Sean Payton told the official, be on the alert. We're coming with the onside.
Right. Let them know ahead of time.
Let them know. Normally, when you got a trick play or a gadget play, they'll give the officials the heads up to let them know, okay, we got a double. Hey, we got a lateral here coming. We got a lateral, so be on the lookout. It will be a lateral. It's not going to be a forward pass.
Right.
Let them know before the game.
That's crazy. I mean, it's
you
funny.
See what they did, and the way they did it is that you send 2 linemen over there. So they're thinking, oh, so 70 is over there. And he said, I thought it was 70. 70 didn't say anything. It was Decker talking to you.
Oh, so now you're the referee, you're not paying attention.
Not paying attention. Because I got to cause some confusion. Because the Cowboys don't know. They just see 2 linemen over there, so they don't know which one is eligible and which one isn't.
Right.
For all
normally, doesn't the ref have to announce that so-and-so is eligible, right?
They normally, but I think they did away with that. Because now you alerting the defense.
See, you know what? I ain't played in so long. I just remember them always alerting and letting them know that certain number or the certain line was an eligible receiver. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, he said. Campbell also said that he ran this by them before the game. It's pretty clear. Brad Allen saw Skipper coming in and just assumed he was the player that was going to be reporting.
And the fact that Dan Campbell had that in his back pocket, knowing that probably wasn't going to be for a 2-point conversion, but just had that play in his back pocket and knew they weren't running it at some point in the game.
Yeah,
that's great. That's crazy.
Normally, a play like that, that's the play that I'm gonna end something.
Yeah.
So you got this play on a 4th down, a 2-point conversion. That's the play.
Yeah.
Because I got to have a play in my back pocket
that they don't know. They don't know.
They haven't seen it.
Did you see that double screen? That double screen that who was that pick that Jordan Lewis picked off?
Yeah.
That wasn't nothing but film study and route formation recognition. That's the only way you know the jump. How the hell you jump in the screen and they faked the screen going the complete opposite way before they even came back to the opposite side? That ain't number film study.
Let me tell you how we used to run the screen. Alex Gibbs, the offensive line coach, rest in peace, Alex, used to always say, bad things happen when you run the screen outside the numbers. That's why you teach them to stay inside the numbers.
Right.
You get outside the numbers, somebody can come clean your clock.
Yeah.
You get outside the numbers, somebody going to come and duck in because you want to be inside because the lineman.
Right.
Because the linemen are not going to be way out there side the numbers. Where the linemen going to be? You have to realize they got to catch, pretend like they're going to block. Now they got to throw and go.
Right.
So now you're hoping now you're inside the numbers. Now your tackle picks him off. Now you got the guard looking to peel back. Is anybody chasing? Right. I'm gonna get in his way because I can't block behind the play like we used to. Remember, that's the old crackback block.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just looking back just to get in his way. And if there's nobody's chasing, okay, I'm looking to the inside because I know somebody could possibly be coming from the inside.
Right.
So that's why you set the screen up, especially from a running back that's coming out of the backfield. You stay inside the numbers. Bad thing. Go back and look at it and see where he was, and you'll understand, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm talking about.